Welcome to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. It's your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned in today. We have a special show, a special edition show today. You know, normally we shoot on certain days, but today was a special show. We have a special guest that's here in the Houston area, and she decided to bless us with her presence. I'd like everybody to welcome to the show the international DJ that's here in Houston, DJ Blondie.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm happy to be back in Houston post-pandemic. It's been a while since I've been here, so yeah.
Okay. So this is your first time in Houston or second time?
No, more than that. I mean, the first time I played in Houston was at Knox. I don't know if you remember this spot.
Wow.
And this was like 10 years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
Years ago. So I've been back a handful of times since then.
So every time you come here, what did you eat? Because I know every time from Houston, everybody gains like 10 to 15 pounds.
Right. Because everything's bigger in Texas,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been eating, you know. Barbecue, had tacos yesterday.
Okay.
Actually today, my girl Brooke and I, we woke up and we ordered a large cheese pizza and some chocolate cake.
That's dope. That's dope. You're making me hungry.
In bed.
I haven't eaten today. So DJ Blondie, let's talk about the DJ side.
Okay.
So being an international DJ for a woman, it's kind of a stigma, right? Because every time somebody says a DJ, automatically what you think of a man, right? So being in a male-driven industry, being a woman, how hard is it to maneuver?
I feel like there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to that. There's definitely a stigma. When I first started, so I've been doing this roughly for about 15 years now.
Okay.
When I first started, there wasn't a lot of female DJs, and the DJ scene really wasn't as big as it is now. You know, there weren't like these massive festivals happening as much as it's happening now. I feel like it makes me work a little bit harder because I want to, you know, I respect the craft and I want to be respected. And, you know, it's tough sometimes, you know, because I feel like when I, you know, come into a new venue and maybe nobody's heard of me, there's that automatic, oh, it's just another chick. Right. So it really makes me want to work hard and be taken seriously as an artist and not just another female, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because that's what I want to get into, because the first your name, Blondie.
Right.
Your look. So first thing, when somebody sees you, it's like, well, she's a beautiful woman. But do they take your craft serious? Right. So if he put techniques in front of you, because I see that you're a champion of mixes. So if you put some techniques in front of you, can you handle your own? So most people be like, okay, let me see if she can she handle herself.
I feel like, you know, nowadays people don't think you can be like, you know, beautiful and sexy and be good at something. Like, you know, it's either one or the other, but you can't have both. Right. You know, you can have sex appeal and be sexy and be great at what you do and be a great DJ, you know? So why not?
Right. That's dope. That's dope to me. Yeah. Especially if I was a woman, you know.
Right.
I think I'd be halfway naked trying to be DJ naked, right?
DJ naked, yeah.
So, for as the term international DJ, how is a DJ labeled that? How does somebody get that title?
I feel like once you've toured around the world or played at enough countries, then you can say, okay, I DJ internationally. Okay. So therefore, like, I'm an international DJ. Okay.
So some countries that you've been to that the people never heard of before. That was a dope vibe, dope experience.
Oh, Taiwan. Oh. Taiwan was really fun. Wow. That was crazy. Well,
they have this thing in Taiwan called it's like hip hop mixed with hop pop.
I've actually never heard of that.
It's a new genre of music. Okay. And it's like a mesh. Mm-hmm. They mix hip hop with it's not EDM. It's like it's something. I gotta somebody Google it for me. Right. But no, they have a vibe and they like really like go hard in like that Tokyo, that Taiwan, that Korea area. Mm-hmm. They go crazy with.
There's so many genres and subgenres that I can't even keep up. You know what I mean nowadays, and that's one of the things that I love the most about traveling and go to new places is getting to really soak that in like a sponge. All these like new interesting sounds, you know.
Right. That's
inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It's to go around the world and see what other people are doing, other cultures are doing.
Right.
When it comes to music.
Right.
Because I believe music is a transitional voice where everybody can communicate that one thing through sound. So
I agree.
Let's talk about inspiration. Who's your inspiration?
I feel like that's such a broad question. I've been asked that before.
Okay.
So I guess it really depends on when and where I'm at, you know, emotionally and mentally. Like I could be at home and want to get inspiration. I could listen to classical music, Sinatra, Biggie, just Tupac. Like it really depends. You know, at the end of the day, good music to me is good music.
Right.
And as long as it sparks some kind of emotion in me, whether it be happiness, anger, sadness, as long as I feel like I'm being moved by something, you know,
right.
That's what sparks inspiration in me. And it could come from anything. It's such a wide variety that I get inspiration from.
That's dope.
You know?
Yeah. So you're a producer also, right? Just
a little bit. A little bit. I don't think I'm that good just yet. Like I can put some dope mashups together, but in terms of like original music, I've definitely worked on it, but I'm such a hard critic on myself, you know, that I've been working on it.
Okay. So mashups, let's talk about mashups.
Right.
So for the people, of course, you guys know what mashups are. What are some of the favorite mashups that you put together that was like crazy dope? That was crazy dope. I'm talking about like.
Come on, man.
I had an example. Look.
Okay.
Example. I had Journey. So the Journey beat.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Don't stop believing.
Right.
I had that mesh with Michael Jackson. Freedom Song.
Nice. Okay, I can hear that.
It was dope. So I was just playing around. You know, one of those drunk nights, high nights.
Yeah.
And I was just playing around with it. I'm not a producer. I was just playing around. I was like, dude, it's dope.
Right.
So I played it in the club. It was like.
And
sick.
it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. It sounds like it'd be really melodic, you know? Oh, shit.
So, mashups that you could think about on the top of your head that was dope that you put together.
Ooh. Okay, so what I like to do, my favorite thing to do is do live mashups. You know,
wow. Okay.
Like play like maybe like a hard hip hop song or trap song, and then like mash it up live with like Man in the Mirror.
Oh, that's dope.
You know, something like that. So yeah, that's the sound that I like, and I like doing that live, and I like playing with that and taking risks. You know, while I'm playing.
So that's dope. So have you ever had a? Because I know most DJs experiment while they're DJing.
Yeah.
They're just trying to see if it works.
That's how you learn, you know? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Right. So have you ever had that epic fail, like, oops, I should have played that?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure at least more than a handful of times, but, you know, I can't recall when, but it's definitely happened to me for sure. I feel like it's happened to all of us.
Absolutely.
It's part of the game, you know?
Right.
It's how you...
It's like you learn.
You mess up.
So let's talk about, where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines originally.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved to Florida when I was around 13.
Okay.
Lived there for 15 years.
Okay.
I decided that...
What part of Florida?
I was in South Florida, so anywhere from a little town called Stewart all the way down to Miami, and I kind of hopped around West Palm Beach, Jupiter, Miami.
Okay.
But you know, I just felt like that chapter of my life was coming to a close, and so when the pandemic hit, it had me completely rethink my entire life.
Okay.
I knew that I was going to move. I didn't know if it was going to be I don't know if I was moving to Tokyo, California, New York. Like, I was so open to the idea of anything.
Going anyway, right, okay.
So I ended up in Detroit.
Out of all places.
Out of all places.
Wow. Eminem, right?
Yeah, right? Madonna, Kid Rock.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, so Philippines. So, the culture in the Philippines.
Right.
The music. Because I believe in the Philippines they have, it's like a, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a Polynesian type of feel to a degree, like.
Well, we're technically called Pacific Islanders, right?
Right.
So I wouldn't say Polynesian kind of feel. The Philippines is so diverse. It's like a melting pot. You know, we're mixed with Spanish, Chinese, European, everything.
Okay.
You know, but music is really big in the Philippines, especially karaoke, right? So like you go to the mall, there's a karaoke machine. You go out. If you go to strip clubs, there's karaoke. Everywhere you go, there's karaoke.
That's a dope concept.
And all the Filipinos know how to sing, and they're great dancers. You know, you go to the slums and everybody's singing, everybody's dancing. It's such a musically diverse. It's a big part of the culture of music.
Oh, that's dope.
So you went from the Philippines, then you went down to the trap. He was in Jupiter, so that's really not the trap.
No.
That's Frank Sinatra.
Right. No. It's not the trap. I went down to Miami. I lived in Miami for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that? That was dope.
So I had lived about 2 hours north of Miami. And I had been going down there for work, and I'd been involved in, the Winter Music Conference and Miami Music Week, and I had a really good time. And I thought, why am I not living here? I should be living and breathing in Miami. And for some reason, I was down there, and I have respect for Miami. I love my friends there. It's great, but it just wasn't for me.
Okay.
It wasn't for me. I had a really hard time. I'm big on creating authentic connections with people.
Yeah.
And being real.
Right.
Life is short. Let's be real. And I had a hard time finding a lot of that, and I felt like my soul needed more. So I tried it, and it didn't really work for me living there.
Right.
I love going there, and so I moved. Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
So as a DJ, now are you married?
Recently married.
So I was gonna go to that because
Crazy story.
How does an international DJ have a relationship? Because you're always traveling.
Right. So, you have to, I feel like in this industry, you really have to be with somebody who is open-minded,
Yes.
understanding, supportive. My partner is amazing in a way that if I said, hey, I've got to go away for 2 months, he'd be like, I'll miss you, but do your thing and kill it.
Oh, that's dope.
He's so super supportive, and it's amazing.
That's dope.
It works.
We party.
Right.
We
And
party
he
hard.
knows that. He knows that. I let him know ahead of time. I'm like, listen, I might not be all there when you pick me up from the airport, but it's there's, obviously you gotta have some trust.
Absolutely.
I have majority of my friends are men.
Okay.
And he knew that from the get-go. He's supportive.
That's
He's
wonderful.
supportive. Yeah, it really works. And it's funny because I've had people say, oh, how's married life? And I'm like, the same that it was before I got married. It doesn't change who I am.
Right.
Just because I got married doesn't mean that I don't have a life anymore.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I'm are you still DJing? Of course I'm still DJing.
Right.
It doesn't change anything.
That's a good thing. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
He didn't stop you for living out your dream.
Oh no.
Just so you can support him.
Yeah.
So that's dope.
No, in fact, it's the opposite. He's helping me with my studio right now, and we're working together, and it's great.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
He's my best friend. Yeah,
That's
it
dope.
works.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So the reason why you're in Houston, what you got going on in Houston?
So what I got going on in Houston is I'm playing at a place called Chapman and Kirby tonight.
Okay.
With DJ Playboy, DJ Mark Cutts, Supa DJ Peter Parker, and Tonio Skits is hosting the event, and we're actually doing the event for the Club World 360 app launch, and it's Isaiah's birthday, who owns the business. So we're all here supporting him and doing that tonight.
That's dope. So any secrets that you want to give people, what you want to play, any new mashups that you're working on, any?
I'm working on some stuff.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything just yet.
Right.
But I've got some stuff in the works for sure. I'll probably release it in a year.
Okay. I got you. Got to copyright it first. Go ahead.
Right.
Get my lawyers on and everything. Right. I got
Yeah.
you. So in closing, you have a young lady. See if it's a young lady that's looking at DJ Blondie,
Okay.
that admires you, that look up to you, everything that you're doing. But she doesn't know how to start. What would you tell the young lady on dreaming on becoming an international DJ?
That's a really good question. I feel like I can talk that for hours. So if somebody came to me, let's say a young girl, which has actually happened to me before, first thing is, I tell her, they can contact me at any point, anytime. I remember when I first started, you know, I was reaching out to people on MySpace, like, hey, can I come watch you play?
MySpace. Age.
Right. I'm not that old. I fully support anybody that wants to become a DJ, whether it be as a profession or as a hobby.
Right.
Just to really stay true to yourself, play the music that makes you feel good, take your craft seriously, put in the work.
Yeah.
Put in the work. It takes work.
Yes.
There's so many layers to becoming a DJ and learning how to do it. You know, you can't just learn the actual mechanics of it. You know, you've got to learn the music, and you've got to feel it. And it's got to come from the heart and from the soul. Do your homework. You know, practice and find what makes you original. You know, what sets you apart.
That's dope.
And network,
Absolutely.
collaborate, put yourself out there and hustle.
Yes.
And that's actually probably one of the funner things about this industry too is doing that. You know,
Right.
like how we linked up.
How we interact, right?
Yeah, it's great.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. Like, let's do this. Right.
That's dope. That's dope. So, for the people watching, remember, you gotta practice. Jim Morris said, practice. Nah. So, DJ Blondie, where could the people find you? Any handles, any websites?
Yeah, Instagram is DJ Blondie Music, Facebook, DJ Blondie on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
DJ Blondie.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go subscribe to DJ Blondie. Any events, upcoming events?
Yes, I'll be back in New Orleans for the Saints home games.
Hey.
I love playing in New Orleans, man.
We're going to be there.
Yeah. So I've got that coming up.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, when you get to New Orleans, I'm gonna text you.
Let's go.
Off the camera.
Let's go. Yeah. I got you.
So, guys, look, this is the Culturally Distinct podcast. I thank DJ Blondie for coming on. She got a show tonight. She's having the Curry. If you're in the Houston area, make sure you make your way over there tonight. This is, like I said, this is the Culturally Distinct podcast. This is me signing off. Peace and much love.
Bye, guys.